Hey guys, I'm back. Welcome to this week's review of The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, season I Do Not Know, episode 1. Let's get into it. Um, you know, this is the typical sort of first episode where we get reintroduced to everybody. So, not much happened until the end of the episode, okay? And I think there is 2 new housewives that we haven't been introduced to yet. So, we're going to see, I guess we're going to be introduced to them next episode, which is good because I definitely think we need some new blood into this group because I am sick of Lisa Rinna. No, I mean, okay, it's not just Lisa. I just think that I don't know with Beverly Hills. It's like something is missing, so I hope that the other ladies are really going to bring it for us because yeah, they need it because it cannot be the Erica show again this season. Like I'm over it. Um, I haven't really been following what's going on with her and Tom and the whole situation. All I know that she ain't in jail yet. So until she is in jail, I'm kind of like over it. I mean, that's terrible to say and callous and flippant, right? Because I'm not the victims that were screwed over, right? So unfortunately, they're not good. They're not over it or going to be over it anytime soon. So I hope justice is served in the court system. But in terms of my reality show entertainment, I'm sorry, I'm over it. Okay? And Erica should probably just keep her mouth shut because it seems like she just keeps getting caught in lies. And I also say this, like, you guys, well, some of you guys out there are really, really sensitive when I talk about Erica. Like, if I say anything nice about Erica, it's like some of y'all are like, ah! And I just have one thing to say. Erica Jane is amazing and she's awesome and I love her so much. Okay, I'm joking. I'm joking. This first episode, to be honest, I'm not really feeling her, but it seems like we're gonna get some interesting moments from her as the season continues on because did you guys see the trailer for the season? It seems like she's taking antidepressants and she's drinking. So, maybe she's gonna spill some tea about the other ladies because we need to know what's going on with them, okay, as well. They can't just pile on Erica Jane for a storyline, but whatever. Moving on from Erica. Well, since we're on Erica, let's just continue talking about her. Um, her and Garcelle, they met up, they did some exercise, yada yada yada, blah 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 blah. Garcelle is, I guess Garcelle was trying to get Erica Jane to apologize to Sutton for threatening Sutton, and it's kind of like that's not really going to happen. Did she apologize the last reunion? I don't know. Who cares, right? I mean, listen, if they don't like each other, they don't like each other. It is what it is. Sutton is not here for Erica at all. And let's move on to Sutton. I know I'm all over the place. I'm a little rusty here. But let's move on to Sutton. Is it just me or Sutton seems a little off? Like, she seems a little flat to me. Like, she seems like almost emotionless. Like, I don't want to say she's on antidepressants. It's none of my business, but I feel like she's on something. I don't know. Like, her energy just seems really low as well. So I hope she is doing okay. You know what I mean? Because she just seems a little sad. I don't know what it is. Um, Yeah, but Sun is not here for Erica, and that's okay. They're not here for each other. It is what it is. Um, I'm really not interested in seeing them go back and forth because, I mean, Sutton's gonna break down crying, and, Erica Jane's gonna make a scary face, and that's just what it's gonna be with them. So It's cool. I hope the other ladies don't do that thing where we're gonna try to make Sutton and Erica best friends again. Or they were never, but actually, there was a moment where they were cool. But I hope they don't like latch on to that and make that the storyline, because it's like if they don't like each other, they don't like each other. Can we just leave it alone now? Thank you. So yeah, because I feel like what's her name again? Kyle was trying to do that very same thing, like, oh, Erica, she may come off as this tough bitch, but she's really a sweetheart, it's just a persona and blah 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 blah. And it's like, of course it's a persona, but if someone's an asshole to you, they're an asshole to you. You don't care about their justifications or stories or what they're going through. Like, you just, if they're an asshole, they're an asshole. So Sutton doesn't want to hear that. Kyle, right? And like Sutton was saying, well, there's a double standard because the guys, can joke and say whatever, and Erica Jane forgives them. Same with Kyle. But then Kyle was like, well, she hasn't completely forgiven me, right? And yeah, that makes sense. And I feel like if Erica Jane is going to be mad at Sutton, then she should be mad at Kyle, to be honest, because I feel like Kyle was just as bad, maybe even a little bit worse than Sutton. So it doesn't, I guess her and Kyle have a longer history, and Kyle is the queen bee of Beverly Hills, whether you like it or not. So I think it kind of, that's just how life works. If you're in a position of power, you can get away with a little bit more, versus Sutton is like the newbie, so it's easy to kind of target her and come for her. You know what I mean? So yeah. And with PK, I mean, Maurizio, how can you be mad at Maurizio? I'm sorry. Not to say Maurizio can't be an asshole. Not to say there's plenty of examples of him being an asshole, but Maurizio is just such a nice guy. It's like you're not. How can you hold a grudge? You know what I mean? And then PK, Erica Jane would totally be pissed at PK because you know the history with her and PK, right? But because Dorit, fast forwarding to the end of the episode, got robbed and that whole ordeal, like Erica Jane, even though she could be an asshole, she's not a complete asshole. Like, that's not the time to be like, oh, I'm mad at you because you, no, right? It's like, I guess it just puts things in it puts things into perspective, like he almost lost his wife and his children. So this is not the time to talk about him joking about maybe your husband dying. I mean, it's not so great either, but that whole story was a mess, okay, and sketchy. And Erica Jane, she knows that. So you can't be mad if people are like, wait a minute, this story doesn't make sense. She has no one to blame but herself, because if she was just honest in the moment about what was going on, right? If the way she's saying it truly happened, if she was honest in the moment, then yes, it would be a little bit more believable. But the way she kind of relayed the story pieces by pieces by pieces, it was confusing. So you can't blame someone to be like, this doesn't make sense. You know what I mean? So I don't know. I don't know why Erica is so mad at Sutton, to be honest. I mean, I guess Sutton was the only one with half a balls. I mean, Sutton didn't even go hard, right? But Sutton was like the only one that was willing to say something, and unfortunately, because she was the only one willing to speak up, she got the brunt of Erica Jane's wrath. And I feel for Sutton when she was saying like no one at that table like stood up for her and was like, this is not okay, especially since all of them, even Lisa Rinna, okay, was talking about Erica, right? All of them were talking, especially Kyle really threw Sutton under, like, I know I don't want to talk about this Tom thing, but I'm like just thinking back, like Kyle really, really, really threw Sutton under the bus. at that table. She kept poking the bear, poking the bear, poking the bear. Meanwhile, Kyle herself is talking all this crap, but you're using kind of Sutton as this voice puppet, to get the tea out there, because Kyle's has her producer hat on, but she doesn't want to be the bad guy. So, like I said, it is a little bit ridiculous that Erica Jane is going to hold a grudge against Sutton, but then is going to kind of forgive Kyle, right? And even Kyle was like, I can still tell that Erica's mad at me, but she's not really pushing it. And the reason why she's not pushing it, like I said, Kyle is the queen bee of the show. Like, if she isolates herself from Kyle, she really kind of has nobody. Because who else do you have? Lisa Rinna? And I'm surprised that Lisa Rinna is back for another season. Like, I don't know. Like, I just don't like her. For some reason, I really don't. Like Erica Jane, I can say I don't like her as a person, maybe, but then I can also appreciate that she's good for the show. Lisa Rinna, I don't like her, and I don't think she's good for the show, but, I'm biased. Some people may like Lisa Rinna. Okay, so we're talking about Lisa Rinna. Let's talk about Lisa Rinna. She wants to be mad now at Sutton because Sutton was on Watch What Happens Live, and there was some Elton John charity function thingy majiggy or whatever, and she had invited Lisa and her husband Harry Hamlin. Okay, and they didn't say thank you. And the reason why Sutton brought this up was because Lisa Rinna, so annoying. She had a problem with Garcelle last season because she didn't thank Harry and her for the tomato sauce. When in that moment she was like, thank you so much. Thank you for the sauce. Right? And then I think they came by her neighborhood and dropped off the sauce. She also said thank you, but Lisa Rinna was mad because she didn't text her thank you again. Like, how many times is Garcelle supposed to say thank you for some damn tomato sauce? Okay? Like, no disrespect to tomato sauce, fresh tomato sauce from the garden. Woohoo, right? That's great. That's awesome, but like, Harry Hamlin didn't like give Garcelle a kidney or something. You know what I mean? It's like, why? It's so petty. It's so petty to even bring up that someone didn't thank you for tomato sauce. Like, dude, you could get it from a can in the grocery store. Okay, let me just. Lisa, like, she's so annoying, and then she has the nerve to be mad at Sutton for bringing it up. Like, well, Lisa Rinna, when I did this thing for you, you didn't say thank you. Like, did I hold a grudge? Right? Was I like, oh, I'm not gonna be your friend anymore, and da 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 da? I mean, if Sutton just brought that up out of nowhere, then I totally understand Lisa Rinna being upset or feeling some sort of way, but Sutton only brought it up to prove a point, to show you, to hold a mirror up to you and show you how ridiculous you are being, you know? And okay, we're all human. Okay, I know facts and logics kind of like goes over the head when the emotions are involved. I get that. Right? I get being a little bit annoyed, a little bit like, well, that wasn't very nice. Fine, I will give you that. But for you to have all this attitude and calling her a bitch and, you know, swinging your neck around and just doing too much. And it's like, you're not really mad, Miss Lisa Rinna, or Miss Lisa, whatever. You're not really mad. You're just trying to make a TV moment, and I'm over you. I'm done with her. Sometimes I like her a little bit, and then sometimes she could be a friend to the show. Okay. Let me not be so hard on her, but whatever. Moving on. What else? I'm glad to see Garcelle and Sutton are BFFs. That's great. It's great to see that Sutton and, oh my gosh, what is her name? Do 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 ba do 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 ba do ba do ba do 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 ba do 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 do. I still don't know her name. Oh my god, what is her name? The one with the ugly leather pants, her? Crystal, yes. I'm glad to see that Crystal and Sutton are over their beef because that's another storyline that I do not want to see carry over to this season. So I'm glad that they're friends. Okay, so that's good for them. Kyle and her daughter Porsha. I'm also happy to see that Porsha is doing a lot better. I think the pandemic has been hard on, I won't say everybody, but a lot of people. And I am so happy and I feel so blessed that like we're moving out of it. We're moving out of it now. I heard Putin, he has said some things that got me worried, and it's like, okay, you know what? I'm going to choose to go la 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 because come on, give us a break. Can't you just be happy? Why do you have to be miserable here? Okay? So we're moving out of the pandemic. Things seems to be going back to normal, and not even back to normal. I think most people, including myself, we have a greater appreciation for life now. We really do. So hopefully it has changed us all for the better. Okay? So good for Portia. Um do 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 boo bee buddy buddy bop bop bop. Yeah, okay, let's just fast forward to Dorit and this whole situation about her getting robbed. Now, when this situation first happened, I'm going to be honest, I'm of two minds. And I blame Cheryl's World, okay? Cheryl's World, I'm just going to put it all on her. Because when this story first broke, right, I found out through her, okay? And, I was listening to her and her theories, and, she has people call in, and they also have their theories. So I feel like it has kind of tainted my perception of what went down. You know what I mean? And then now I'm watching the episode of what happened, and I'm getting to see the emotional reaction of Dorit, of PK, of everything. And I don't know, maybe my perception has been tainted and I'm like over analyzing everything or picking out things that don't seem right to me, that seem a little bit off. But then, I'm a crybaby and a sensitive person. So, like, when you see someone is breaking down and crying, it's like, okay, I'm just gonna be real here. Don't judge me. Don't think I'm an asshole or a bad guy. I'm just gonna say what I'm gonna say, okay? And blame Cheryl's World. The theory was that this was fake, that this was planned. You know, there may be that PK and Dorit financially are not doing so well. Okay, so this whole robbery was planned for them to get money from the insurance company. Okay, and even just saying that out loud, it just seems so wildly ridiculous. But I have to tell myself time and time again, just because you wouldn't do something doesn't mean somebody else wouldn't do it. And we've definitely seen time and time again, especially when it comes to celebrities or particularly reality show celebrities, that they will do a lot of crazy, messed up stuff, right? For money and for clout. So I'm not going to totally remove that as a possibility, but then if this is fake, I have to say Dorit, she deserves an Oscar. You know, if anything, there was a certain part at the end of the episode where she really just PK couldn't find his phone, and Dorit was really really freaking out about it. And she just broke down. Even that whole scene, like, she was just I'm not even going to say she was off because, I mean, her reaction is completely normal considering what she's been through. Like, I couldn't even imagine, and hopefully I never have to imagine that, like, someone comes into, and that's the scariest thing. You're in your bed. You're about to go to sleep. It's pitch dark and someone enters your room. And you think it's your child, but it's a strange man with a gun. Damn. Damn. Like that must be really, really, really scary. So it's easy for me to see her and be like, well, why didn't she just go down? Why didn't she just go in the car and cry? Right? Like, if she was so traumatized, why is she filming this show? Why is PK, you know, from the airport, he's going to Kyle's house? Like, why isn't he going straight home? Why are they doing this? Why are they doing that? I mean, if it really happened, you would be doing X, Y. And I guess it's easy to kind of pick things apart. But I don't know. It's life. Life is messy. People make decisions. I can see how it's like, okay, you're contractually obligated to film this show. Definitely, I think Bravo would understand if she didn't want to film. But I can also see her being like, well, it's all over the news anyways. This is my job, and these girls are my friends, and I could use the support, and it's probably good for me to get out of the house, so this is what I'm gonna do, you know? And it was just so, Dorit is always kind of dressed up to the nines and makeup and hair, and it was really interesting to see her really stripped down like that. You know what I mean? And it's like, you can look at it like, I'm sorry, I'm going to say this. You can look at it like, is this performative because this is a scam to get money for the insurance company, or because she really was, it really is so devastated by what happened. And I mean, they stole like what, millions of dollars worth of stuff. Like, she almost lost her life. Her kids potentially almost lost her life. So the last thing on her mind is to get all dressed up and dolled up for what? You know what I mean? I think it really put everything in perspective for her. Like all this material stuff is not worth a damn if you, one, lose your life, or your children were to lose theirs. It wouldn't be worth anything. So I'm not gonna be an asshole, even though there were moments where I felt like it was performative. But then I don't think Dorit is that great of an actor, and I do think that's Dorit's personality anyways, right? So I'm, like I said, I'm not gonna be an asshole, and I'm gonna choose to believe her. I'm gonna choose to believe that this happened. And yeah, I wonder if she's gonna move. Like, I would move. Like, I don't know, I couldn't stay in that house. Now, I mean, I don't know if it's like lightning striking twice. It's in the same spot is very unlikely. So if you were robbed in the same house, very unlikely they're gonna come back, because they know, well, she's not gonna have anything there because they just took everything. Okay, sorry. But like, let's be real, right? So I guess that is the safest place for you to be, but I don't know. I don't how can you even sleep at night, right? Because it happened at night when she was in our bed. Like, oh my gosh, like, good thing PK is back now. But if he wasn't there, like, for me personally, I wouldn't be able to go to bed, not by myself. Even if he was there, like, I would just, every little sound, noise, it would just trigger me. And when Kyle's dogs were barking, she was like, Kyle, you need to go out there and you need to check like, who's there. You need to check, and da 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 da. And it's like, okay, but I don't know. There's a bunch of people in the house. There's film production. I don't think the robbers would pick this point in time. But you never know. I mean, Kyle was robbed as well. So, And you know what they say about Kyle, that that was fake too, and that Teddy has something to do with it because her husband's in security, and it's just a whole bunch of mess. At the end of the day, I choose to believe. I choose to believe. Yeah, so that was a sad end to the episode. Judging by the trailer, however, it seems that Dorit is able to bounce back. You know what I mean? Because it totally sucks. It really does. But thankfully, she's okay and her children are okay, and that's what matters. So overall, this was an okay episode. I mean, I yet again I feel like a jerk judging how entertaining this episode was based off of, you know, someone getting robbed, you know, is like, is this really, should this really be for my consumption and entertainment? You know, and maybe that's what it was. I just felt like, oh, we shouldn't be seeing this, almost, you know, like it was too raw, it was too fresh. Maybe if a couple of weeks had passed and then we heard from her, it would feel a little less icky. But because it just happened and we're getting her reaction, it was like, oh, should we be watching this? It felt like an invasion of privacy. I don't know. But yeah, the trailer looked good. I have high hopes for the new girls, and hopefully they are interesting. So yeah, that's my review. This is my first review in a hella long time, and you know what? I think it went okay. I think it went pretty good. So everybody, you know, if you made it this far, please like and subscribe.